So, do you have enemies? In truth, do you? That's a good thing, did you know that? Do you wish to know why? Means you stand for something. Otherwise, you wouldn't have them, would you? But what do you do when it is that you have enemies? Do you treat them nicely, or are you mean? Do you respect for what it is they might be able to do? Do they make it difficult? Do they make it difficult for you? Even when it is that you may not know what it is you should do. With these ones that are called enemies by you. How you treat them, it really does matter. For it is not always easy to know what to do in this kind of matter. It can be hard because of one simple fact. When you have an enemy, you wish to have revengeance. Right? Did you catch the way I combined two words there? Revenge and vengeance. When it is that they do not treat you right. But in truth, doing this, is it worth the fight? Does it make you look better than what it is that they are? Can it make you to where it is that you get far? Or does it do the opposite? If you do not do it in a way that shows respect as you do that, what is it that you wish to humiliate? Can't really say the word, but make them look like a fool? It's kind of hard when it is that you speak all day. Sometimes just words, even though you know you can say, because of how hard you might have worked on such things. Just escape from your mouth, and it does not sound the same. Are these things that happen as it is that you seek this revenge? Dot it out all day, just to get that revenge. But did it make you feel better? Did it make you, in another aspect, be better? Or did it make you seem to be less? So my question is, if it is that you act like this, who is the one that has won? If you act as a fool, the only thing you think of is vengeance, and so you can look cool. Or are you one that respects upon the fact that it's good that the fact that they are that? A rival in some way or another? You know that can push you to greater heights if you use it right. To try to make them look as if they are less. What kinds of things do you get with this? I also happen to say it means you stand for something. Let me ask you this. What is that something? Is it something good? Is it something bad? Answer that. And that is why you could be glad. Or you could be sad. Depending on if it is that what you stand for is good or bad. If it is that it is good, there's a reason why you should feel good. It shows upon the fact that you are a threat to someone that does not wish to have good. Did you ever think of that? If it is that you are bad, as far as what it is you stand for, there's a reason why you should be sad. How many more people support one that is good over one that is bad? So you have an enemy. You see why this could be good. And it shows that you are going in the right direction, doesn't it? If it doesn't, maybe you need to change it. Of course, it is up to you if it is you choose to change it. Sorry if it seems that I might be slightly off, as far as what I usually say and the pattern that I do. But because of certain circumstances, I cannot do it the same as I usually do. Usually I listen to music as it is I do this. Something unique about this game that makes it much harder for me to do this. If my music stops, for me to restart it, it kicks me out of the game. And then you do not see the screen. So for me, this is odd. I do not have any music at all, so it feels so odd. You fight battles every day with your enemy, by the way. whoever it may be upon this day. It can be circumstance. It doesn't have to be a person for this circumstance. Do you stand for something that is moral? Do you stand for something that, under most, it is far from moral? Do you stand against what it is that stays in your way? Circumstances as well can be enemies as well upon this day. But the difference is, do you face it straight on? Do you act as if the problem happens to be gone? Because it will. If it is that you believe that it will. Not always easy to have belief in yourself. Everyone has moments of doubt within themselves. Sometimes that enemy is yourself as well. Start to do something and you do it well. The next thing you know, all of a sudden, a thought that does not serve you well. Do you fight against what it was you were yesterday? That is the only way you can be better upon this day. As soon as my music went out, do you think, or do you know, what I thought about? Oh, I'm not going to be able to do this. But instead, it's like, oh, new challenge. Let's do this. It's not always easy to face a challenge that you may not expect. In fact, as I speak to you, I'm proving that. Something that throughout this whole year and a half, I have never done this without shattering my own limits. Is your limit an enemy of yours? Do you fight it? Do you push more? Sometimes the most unexpected things that happen can truthfully show a truth in your strength without you even knowing it happens. So, if you wish to hear some advice, here's some very, very good advice. Never think you are less. Never think that you have to be able to do what it is that you wish to do. Otherwise, guess who the enemy is? Instead of a circumstance or another, it is yourself. So you're going to let a doubt of something that you do not know if it is that you can do totally cripple you when you are more than able. In fact, the mere thought of what it is you wish to do shows you are able. I will say this, as far as that. Do you use a handicap? Do you do it in such a way that you may not notice you do? Maybe something that could, without you realizing, kind of stunt what it is you can do. To the full extent, if it is that something specific was met. Undivided attention. Do you do what it is you do without any distraction? Regardless of what it is or how it shows up. Do you even know how to notice what it is that happens to show up? I'll say another thing as well. Why stop your own growth as well? Do you not know there are people waiting to see what it is you can do? Do you not maybe have someone that is counting on you? Do you have ones that doubt in you and what it is that you are capable to do? Sounds like a rival or an enemy to me. That just makes me want it more and prove upon the fact that they will see. Think that it's not possible. Daily, you get shown what is possible. If it is only you take a second to notice. You have an enemy, but you do not notice. You know what that enemy is. Your doubt. It's not easy sometimes to believe. Here's another interesting thing. If it is that you do start to believe, do you wish to know what your new enemy will be? Same thing it was before. You got an enemy, good. you have a challenge to look for. You have an enemy, maybe one that does not like you. Okay, well, regardless if you stand or not, you will always have one that does not like you. Would you rather actually stand for something and have a reason why they would stand against you for that something? Make it worth the while. But also, as it is, they may combat against you. Do not give an inch, for they will go a mile. Do what it is that is within respectable means. 'Cause if there is one that does such things, not in that manner, what happens if it is proven that they do not operate in this manner? Who is it that looks like the fool at that point? You or them? You have an enemy, and it is that you wish to win. Do it in a way that, regardless if it is enemy or friend, there is no way to combat against and win. If you do it in such a way that they cannot do anything or say anything. Now granted, there are moments. I'll give you a small example within my own moments. Me doing as it is I do now. You realize how many people have messaged me saying the same thing. After a while, you get a little irritated. Everyone does. But it's how you react. If you are able. Everyone has their own limits. But the question is, do you push past your limits? One of the most common things that happen to be asked, "Oh, how's your stream going?" Just fine. Exactly the way I want it. "Oh, nobody's watching it," or whatever. Yeah, I know hard work is required for that. But yet, at least every time, there was someone that watched. Ones that might have commented that. How do you not know I did it for that one person? Of course, when you hear the same thing over and over, I'm sure you know what happens when it is you hear the same thing over and over. Doesn't sound any different, though. That's within one of my own struggles within that. Something, honestly, that I have to work with. To be better at that. Not always easy to talk to someone that as soon as you answer, you get a response as if they did not listen. As if what it is that you just told them is as if they could not listen. I'm sure anyone that might have a young kid, one that their attention span is like a squirrel, try to tell them something and see what happens. How many times are you going to tell them before you get mad? But the challenge is, how long can you do that and last? My current record, before I started having particular little points in there where I struggled a little bit, it took an entire year. But now, as it is that I associate with, I got a new challenge for myself with this. Do something that I've heard on another thing that, well, a lot of my stuff can emulate. Act as if I have never talked to them before. Every answer. Smile at every single answer. Regardless if it is that I like the answer. That is the only time you will hear that. Declare at once what it is that you will do. Then show the actions that are required to do as it is you say you will do. That is an enemy of mine. Of course, though, after looking back, I know why it is. Not everyone that has listened to me speaks the same language. I can very clearly tell that. Yet another thing we deal with. But do you have an enemy in that, in whatever it is that you deal with? Do you struggle with trying to be nice? When, after so many times, no longer can you be nice. If you do, someone will walk on you. You must know when it is for you to decide, because otherwise, they decide for you. Have an enemy Good. Something new you can learn about you. Got one that maybe tries to discredit what it is you do. But yet, maybe this one does not in any way know anything close to what is known by you. At that point, what is it that you do? Prove upon the fact. But the question is, do you laugh when it is you do that? Do you do it in a way that you seem to not be the best at what it is you do? Do you let something that should not get to you? Do you make a declaration upon the fact what it is different you will do? And then, with your actions, you prove against this enemy that is against you. You have an enemy, good. It can be beneficial as well for you. A chance to grow and show what it is that you are able to do. Able to handle that is only able to be handled by you. No others can possibly, in any other way, even compare. Do you project that into the air? To where others can see it as well. Know that within you, there's a good person that dwells. Even if your enemy, if there is one you have, does not wish for you to last, will you do what it is that makes it to where you do? Or will you let something petty and little get to you? It is not a battle of strength. It is a battle of will. You can be the strongest person there is, but if you do not know how to use this, you might as well be the weakest at this point. You can be the smartest person to ever say anything upon this place. But if you do not have the wisdom to know what it is to do and say in this place, does it actually show that you are actually smart or dumb in this place? You can be one of a kind, but if you do not notice that you are, people will not try to see what it is you do near and far. You have an enemy, good. Just remember, the only way you can win is to be better than them, but also do so in a way that none would criticize you for doing so. For one that acts in a harsh and unsmart way, when it is that another notices what it is they happen to do or say, they will be the fool, not the one they fight against that day. Of course, that applies to whichever stance you happen to be in. As far as what it is that you happening to be doing in this battle you happen to be in, you may or may not have noticed that little red sword popping up. Did you know that I can change that to defense instead? Now I do not hit as hard as what I did before, but these do not hit me near as hard. It takes me longer to kill them, but I still can. Depends on what stance you happen to be in, too. Are you defending against your attacker, or are you attacking? Major differences in how it is you might play as well, depending on what it is that you happen to fight as well. Got an enemy. Good. But the question is, do you know how to fight against them? Very good. Can you do it in such a way that at a moment's notice, switch the way you play? Do you carefully consider what it is that you might do or say? Or do you just let it go and deal with the consequences of what it is you'll do or say? So well planned out, is it not? Do not forget, you have an enemy. Well, you may not wish to do such things as this. How do you expect to be the victor if it is you do such things as this? Whatever it may be, do you need to change and go to a different position? Do you need to rethink what it is that happens to be your position? Do you do it well when it is time for you to do so? Do you notice when your enemy might do the same, whatever it may be, circumstance or another? Or are you too focused on what it is they try to do to you, not realizing that a lot of the battle is up to you? That's like the way that I was speaking of something that I have an issue with. Of course, most of the time with that, though, say the same answer to them multiple times. After a little bit, I just have to, well, what can I say? Kind of reminds me, in a way, a 3-year-old or a 2-year-old, maybe one. They get into something that you tell them to get out of. And the next thing you know, because you've had to repeat yourself, you get kind of irritated, do you not? Tell them the same thing multiple times, but yet they do not listen one single time. Got a battle? Got an enemy? Good. You have a chance to outmaneuver or outsmart your enemy, brute force, without such things, regardless if it is situation or physical things. Not necessarily promoting violence, but at some points it is necessary. But in your actions, do you know when that kind of thing is necessary? Do this one try to step upon you, make you look to be less than them? Do they deserve it for what they did to someone else that maybe you care about? That should be all I should have to ask with that. Everything other than that, well, is there a reason? That is a reasonable reason. If there's not, then why? What, did they try to hurt you with their words? That only works if you allow it, just so you know that. But it also reveals something else. While they might have done that, does it really show that maybe you have a chip upon your shoulder? Thinking better than what it is you are? Did you let your emotions get too far? That can be an enemy as well. To be controlled by your emotions. That a lot of times does not work out very well. You got this enemy? Good. It means that you have something that, if you were to work on, you would be very good. Sometimes the one thing you struggle the most with is the one thing that you are best at. Did you know that? Especially if it is you wish to pursue that. If it is that you wish to make yourself better. A lot of times in the process of whatever it is you wish to make yourself better in, it's hard for you. You find out, you know what, this is actually kind of fun to do. One of the biggest things, though, is a lot of times, as far as what it is you wish to achieve, the biggest enemy is not what it is that you face. It's the one that has the doubt within themselves. The obstacle is nothing if you believe it is. But if you believe it is more than you, if it is that your body, mind, subconscious, listens to what it is you believe, what result is it that you will see? Oh, I can't do this. Doesn't mean you can't learn. Got an enemy? Something that you say that specific phrase to? I can't do that. That's an enemy. You might want to learn how to do that. Because then if it is time that you need to do that, can you? If it is that you have to. Got an enemy? Good. Got a struggle? Good, which is considered an enemy. Why not face it, learn from it, and become better from it, instead of complaining in front of it? Complaining gets you nowhere but the same place you were before. Do you want less, or do you want more? Got an enemy that stands in your way to your dreams. The dream life that you wish to have? You're the one that decides if it that enemy stands there and lasts. Well, it seems I have figured out my habit in this particular area for this character. Have you figured out your habits? That's one thing you can change if it is you wish to become better in that. Whatever that happens to be. Not always easy to know and see what it is that might be an enemy to you or me. But once you notice, there's easy things you can do. Properly use what it is that is allotted to you, regardless if it is skill or something you know. Regardless, that enemy, it cannot stand there and it has to go. Because with your actions, you prove it cannot be there. With your words as well. It's like any time I notice an issue that I have, try to find out how I can solve it, instead of trying to work around it, or ignoring it. Any person that has ever achieved anything, do you think that when they notice a weakness within or outside, they just work around it, or do they work on it? It's like some of the... I'll give you a small example. Like Oprah, for example. Everyone knows who she is, right? Well, what does she do that you don't? Or maybe you do. Utilize this all the time she has. Make sure that she reads or listens to something educational, that she's able to learn something, because your brain is a muscle. The more you use it, the better you become, and the faster you respond, and all of that. It's just like every time you educate yourself in some way, it's like you're lifting weights with your brain. Now, statistically speaking, somebody that does not do such things as this, did you know that, for the most part, not always true, they are among the 98%? Did you know that? When I say 98%, that's the ones that have a day job that they go to 9 to 5 and work for someone else. Don't pursue their dreams, nothing. But yet complain about it all the time. Oh, if I only had the chance. You do. You're just not utilizing it. It's been there the whole time, you just never noticed. Well, that's an interesting little fact, isn't it? Most people don't know that. And they wonder why it is they do not achieve what it is they wish to achieve. Now, I spoke about habits. If you've ever paid attention to any of the characters I play, I always go to the same spot with that particular character for whatever reason. This is the area that I keep trying to come back to, right here, with this character, for whatever reason, this area right here. Do you have anything that you come back to? No, I realize why it is that I do already, because I know I can just see why, but do you notice why? Now, there'll be something very interesting here in close to about 4 or 3 minutes that you may notice. It's like, for example, the character I did my stream on yesterday. I know the exact locations that I like to hang out with that particular character or any of the other ones. The one I was playing yesterday, I like to hang out over here. But did you notice I kept trying to come back here, but I always came back over here? Notice the difference between the distance there? But why would I be going to this spot with this character? Well, I know the character, so I already know why it is I'm coming here. This character deals out a lot of damage. But because it's a caster, it cannot take very much physical damage. Most of these that are in this specific area are casters. And they're spread out, so I have space. It is the best place for me at this point, till I find one closer to my level, to do what it is I'm doing. Because I have the space between, and will not get attacked by another. Do you take the space between? Of course, also though, I have the damage over time set first. That's why it takes a second sometimes. But if I do just straight damage, or if I were to do it like this. So, you have an enemy. Good. Do you know how to make your situation end that? Good.
Well, decided to change characters, all that good stuff. So, you have an enemy. Good. Question is, moving around, do you do it good? Maneuvering to where it is that you're in the best position for this battle that it is. Or it is what it is. You have an enemy. Okay, well, clearly, you know this. But the question that remains, what will you do? Will the result be the same? It's good that you have one. Means that you stand for something, especially if you have one. You utilize for what it is that you have to help make it to where you can last, deal with it fast, or do you just let it last? You got enemies, regardless if it is flesh or not. Maybe situation or something you do not like that you must face in this spot. Will you move in the proper way that makes it easier for you to get to where it is you wish to go? Or is this a concept that you even think or try to know? Do you properly use? Or is it that you know how to properly use? Many things are available to you. Resources and other things. Do you consider such things? Or do you stay with one tactic, as it is that you have an enemy? Good. But you cannot stay in the same tactic. If it does not work, then you must change. At this point, you cannot remain the same. If it is that you do, and it is not currently working for you, then why is it that in this circumstance you continue to do? Are your movements swift, quick, to the point, or is it nothing like that? Going, brawling, and then wonder why you are the one that has fallen. Get an enemy good. To properly use what it is that you have that can make it to where their efforts are not as good. Is that not the smartest thing to do? Do you wait until they get closer to you? Do you not? As far as your situation, as far as what you can do, what is it that you happen to not be doing that you should be for the result that you wish to see? Of course, what it is you see could be deceiving as well. May not even have noticed an enemy right there. Do you need to re-maneuver to get closer as it is you choose to re-maneuver? You have an enemy, sometimes you must re-maneuver. Could be forward, could be back. Whatever it is. Do you do that? Do you even pay attention to what it is that might be your enemy? Maybe situation or something else? Or is that something new? Concept that maybe is new to you? Your situation can be an enemy to you as well. Especially if you do not maneuver in the right way, and it conquers you, not you conquering it upon this day. Do you use the proper gear? Do you know what it is that you need to use for this proper gear? Regardless of the situation you might face? Do you do it well? Do you not? Many questions that must be answered upon this spot. If it is that you have an enemy, regardless of what kind of enemy, it is good if you know how to use it and utilize it. If you do not, well then you are not the victor in this spot. Your positioning, very important as far as your positioning. Is it you or your enemy that has the better positioning? You can always change that. Or did you know that you could do that? And always up close will be your enemy, regardless if it's situation or something else that could be your enemy.
It's good if it is that you learn from the experience. You have an enemy. Good. You get to earn some experience. That is, if it is you're willing to fight in your day-to-day fight. Do it in a respectable way, so you are able to win the fight. Got an enemy, very well. That's good. Just as well. Will you be the victor as far as, whatever the situation, for you to be the victor? Will you do what's necessary? Will you not? Will you admit defeat, or be the one that walks out in that spot? The way you carry yourself is more important in situations like this where it is important. Of course, you could just push it away, but one way or another, it's still gonna attack you. So you're gonna have the guts and attack back, or you're just gonna stand there. Got an enemy, good, you get to learn something new that maybe you have to earn. Granted, though, you're the one that decides. That one that wishes for what it is for you not to be successful. Your aspiration that you wish to be successful. The question is, do you truthfully? Or do you only kinda want it? You can tell a difference between one that does and one that does not. One that only kinda wants it doesn't pursue as if they actually wish and want it. Probably gonna have to use my little thing for this. Got an enemy, very well. It's good. The question is, in the fight, will you do good? Regardless what it is, circumstance or other things. You're the one that decides such things by how it is you carry yourself and what it is you do. In whatever it is, as far as field you happen to try to do. But yet again, I ask me a question to you. What does the outside noise distract you? Can you find the root and the reason why it is that does that upon this season? Whatever this season is for you. Do you know why this struggle has come to you? Whatever it may be. Maybe you think this is not what it is that I should see. You realize you are the one that allows it to be. If you complain about what it is that it is, instead of changing it and acknowledging for what it is, then this noise has beaten you, for it is only noise. Cannot pay attention to something that you yourself cannot change. If you do, your result it will be the same. It all matters upon how it is you take this. The outside noise that should not be there, how is it that you take this? The useless chatter that is there. If you were in a place where a lot were there, could you pay attention to what it is that you wish to actually hear? Or is it as if, regardless what you try, you cannot hear? In your situation, this can be the same. To win that battle that you happen to be in, when a distraction that you should not try to get in comes your way, something you have no reason to be in or think of at that point of day. Many get distracted by things that are trivial, that don't really matter. Do you pay attention to what it is that truthfully matters? Well, it is that you are in this battle. You have an enemy, good. Another learning experience in the midst of a battle. But do you get distracted by the noise that is unassociated with? Or do you continue on until it is that your situation, whatever it may be, is gone? Then, if it is that you wish to deal with this useless noise, you can call it this. How much more do you accomplish when it is you do this? You have an enemy. Good. It means that you, yourself, and what it is you do stands for something good. If it is that it stands for something bad, though, when one that does not like what it is that you happen to do, catches wind that does good, that counters you, will be sad for you. You have an enemy, one that does not like you, regardless of what it is that you happen to do. Do you realize there's more told there than you realize? Have you actually taken the time to fully realize? Or do you neglect that fact and never realize? A lot of times you might have an enemy for the following reason. Maybe they are jealous upon what it is that you can do and they cannot. Or it is that they're mad that you pursue it, and they are reminded that they do not. Maybe they could not get for what it is that you have already accomplished. For many things, even in your doubt, you have accomplished. So why show doubt upon the fact that you can accomplish more, when it is you've already proven? To you, actually, it is not much more. Why would you doubt someone? The one that you have to deal with from day to day, the one that every time you open your mouth, it is the one that says what it is that you say. Why would you doubt the one that carries you around upon that day? One that everything that is within your life, that is able to be controlled by you, is controlled only by you in this life. Why doubt the one that has strength that they do not know? Has something, if it is only there was one to help them know. Maybe it is not that they know. Maybe it is that they try to hide so they cannot show. Or maybe they do not know what it is. Maybe someone has to pull it out for them to know what it is. So why doubt the one that, as it is that you listen or watch for whatever it is that you happen to listen or watch, is the one that absorbs the listen, that absorbs the watch, that can take a second to learn from what it is they hear or watch. Do you wish to know how it is you become the best in the field that you wish to be in? You study the best that happens to be in the field you wish to be in. You cannot do anything other than that, for they are already the best. Do you wish to be one of those? Look at someone that is easily able to solve problems. What do they do different than you? Do they complain about it, or is it that they see the problem and they just do? Is it that they have a doubt and maybe you do? The difference is the body language and the actions that they do. Not always a very clear tell, though. Some do not fully show body language as such, but their demeanor when a challenge comes is such. You cannot stand in my way. It does not matter what you do or say, for I know if it is that I work harder than you, there will be only one loser, and it will be you. Situation or not, have an enemy, good. You might learn something in this spot. You might be able to show something that no one else has. Might be able to show something to someone that needs to see what it is you have. Many times people get inspired by what it is they see another do. A simple question, but a very powerful one. If it is that your future self were to see you right now, but this future self was different in one way. They did everything that you chose not to do upon this day. When they saw you having your pity party, what is it would they say about your pity party? Would they be happy with what it is that you have done with your life? I'm sure a few listening to this, what I do, probably in some way or another, might have said or thought, don't tell me what to do with my life. What would your future self say? Does it sound similar to what it is that I happen to say? Good question, isn't it? Would they be happy for what it is you might do? Here's the thing. This is the part that makes it even more interesting. They already know the result, you do not. So, you have an enemy? Good. Should be your old self. The day that just passed. Better than that self. Learn from what it is that you have done wrong. Learn from what it is that you can and cannot do. Challenge the boundaries of what it is that you can do. You'd be surprised upon what it is you can get if you were only to believe upon the fact that the thought that you are less. Why would you have that? The thought that, no, I can't do that. You can't if you declare it as you can't. You can if it is you declare it that you can. You fail 100% of what you do not try. Granted, you might have to put in some effort to actually be able to do what it might be. Some things that you happen to see or hear are much harder than you perceive they are. But with enough practice, you could. You have an enemy. Do you see why that could be good? To be at war with yourself, compared to what it is that is your old, yesterday self. To be better than what it was you were then. That way, if you get in that situation again, you will be the victor and you can win. No matter if it's circumstance or an enemy that is of the flesh. Another person outside of you is what I mean by this. Where you will always have your haters. Regardless what you do, just means that it could be a little bit more fun for you. Do you know how exhilarating it is to do something that some may think you never could have done? Be that person that in your aspiration you have won. You know how exhilarating it is? If it's something hard, yes, it will be difficult, but what can you learn and be able to do after that? Or are you just gonna stand there and do nothing? When you are very capable to do something. I mean, if you do this, that's fine. But when it is that your life, it's the end of its line, will you still think that that concept, an idea, was fine? Or would you plead, please give me more time? Every moment could be your last. You do not know if this is your first or your last. And if you have not noticed, you're getting older, even in every single way. The way you look, the way you sound, the way you've grown or the way you have not. Why waste a perfect opportunity in this spot? It's worth the fight, is it not? If it is that you think it is not, just remember that the next time you're watching some video or clip of someone going somewhere on a trip, somewhere you wish to go, or the next time you say, wow, that's pretty cool. I probably could have done that better though. But you don't do anything. You could have if you tried, yes. But no use in saying it if you're not going to do it. Is there? Or is that little bit of ego showing there? Got an enemy? Good. You're the one that decides if the situation ends up good. Or if it ends up going south. You're the only one that gets to pick such things as that. Other than the other that is involved. But, even with the other, if it is a bad result for you, will you settle with it? Or will you compete against it? The one that has the most resilience is the one that wins. Not the one with the bigger means and the ends. Not the one with the bigger connections. It's the one that utilizes every single thing they have, regardless if it is connections. including connections of knowing how to change the situation into a favorable situation. You have an enemy? Good. But here's my question. Is it one that's worthy to fight against you, first of all? Is it? The situation? The person? Are they? Are they not? Will they be crushed like a bug upon this spot? For how it is that you present yourself? If it is that you are always trying to be that one that beats your previous self, but this person does not, who will be the victor in this spot? Challenging the limits above what it is that most will ever consider. For defeat and losing is something these do not consider. Does that mean you will win every battle? No. But if you give a 100%, you'd be surprised upon what result could show. Even changing something as far as the situation. A mere action can do that. Or the way that you choose to react, no matter the situation. But do you consider such things in this situation? Didn't realize that was a caster was trying to make him move. I think this one is not a caster. Of course, I'm glitching now. You notice that? I made them move. Then I moved back. The situation that you're facing. Changed the positioning, didn't you? Could have the better advantage, too. Because you never know what it is that you could get out of that situation. Unless you fully utilize what you can do in that situation. Got an enemy? Good. Do you know how to use what it is that you should be able to? Good. Or is it that you will not be the victor as far as all that?